We're talking to Jake Moult. Jake, you must be a very proud captain, having lifted that trophy to your left and now put your name to a new contract. So you're all guns blazing. Hopefully next season.
Oh yeah, certainly. It's been some roller coaster over the last 5 years or so, as we're all fully aware. And yeah, I really wanted to stay at the club to get to this point again, and to do it within the 3 years is just mind blowing. Really, the amount of quality that are in those, particularly obviously the Conference North quality teams that are in there, and to be able to do it within 2 seasons, obviously going up the first time out of the other league, has just been unbelievable. And yeah, it's just such a great feeling to lift the trophy both times after, and obviously feel so much better obviously after the 2 previous seasons to that. So unbelievable feeling.
Yeah, I think was it the FA Cup final? The Arsenal captain dropped the trophy to him. But I mean, I don't know whether you rehearsed it or not, but you had it absolutely off perfectly at Boston when it came to lifting that in front of the lads, and they were fantastic scenes, weren't they?
Yeah, definitely. It was Arsenal. It was Aubameyang, wasn't it? He dropped it a couple of times. Yeah, but yeah, I mean. No, I didn't think about it, to be honest with you. We just obviously thought about the game, and it was a bit of a scrappy game. But look, we got through, and we are where we are now. But yeah, being able to lift it up, obviously it's a little bit different because there was no fans there. So obviously I chose to lift it up in front of the boys. And yeah, the way everyone's worked all season and the last 3 years, obviously it's just it's the reward that everybody needed and wanted.
It has been a fantastic turnaround in the 3 years that Phil and Neal have been here. I mean, what do you recall of their first appearance in an Altrincham dressing room, shall we say? I think it was Tamworth, wasn't it, the last game of the season before they actually started, and they were there watching, and they came in and addressed you all, I think, didn't they? Any memories of that?
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah, quite clearly. I mean, they didn't really say too much. Obviously, they said they'll be coming in. And there will be changes and what have you. I think the biggest thing that they've got, they're honest, and they don't panic. If we have a couple of poor results to what we should do, we don't panic. We stick to our guns, and we stick to what we believe is what we do best. And obviously they've done unbelievably well to, like I say, turn it around within the 3 years. It's not just initially winning football games. It's changing the whole mentality of the football club around from that losing mentality to obviously a winning mentality that hopefully we've got now. And yeah, the job they've done has been unbelievable.
I mean, is it possible to put into words just how they instill that winning mentality? Is it just that they inspire confidence in you, that they're doing the right things and that they're leading you along the right path?
Everything you've said there, yeah, definitely. But like I say, I think the biggest thing is the recruitment the first time round, in particular, was brilliant. The players they brought in, obviously, that's proven now because obviously most are going to go and play in the Conference National. So the recruitment was huge, bringing the right people in, and just displaying the right message. And like I say, not going away from that when times get tough or what have you, and really sticking to the guns. And obviously it's paid off, and we've got where we wanted to be within the time frame.
I mean, that day at Tamworth, I dare say you all thought, well, this bloke sounds impressive, and it's probably going to be a good appointment. But I guess you probably couldn't realistically have expected what's happened in the intervening 3 years, because to have happened that quickly.
Well, exactly. We all know in football, big clubs go down into different divisions. Sunderland and obviously Stoke have struggled. There's countless clubs that do it, and it's not as easy as people think or people make out. When you drop down divisions, you've got no given right to bounce back up in any way, shape and form. And it really comes down to a lot of hard work and a lot of planning off the pitch, and getting, like you say, the right people in, and to be able to get to where we've got to.
And what about yourself? Are you looking forward to testing yourself at National League level next season? I mean, you hear people say there are quite a few physical teams. In which case, your role presumably will be all the more important. Giving us that presence in midfield.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think obviously last time we played in it a few years back now. That was one of the biggest things you noticed, the physicality in teams. There are a lot of big boys, athletic boys. But I think we'll go, and we've got a good squad. Like we've talked about there, we know what we're good at, and as long as we do what we're good at, I think we'll be all right. But like you said, there's a lot of good teams in there, and we are gonna have a lot of difficult games. But that's where we've got to really stick together.
Any sort of games or venues in particular that you're looking forward to next season?
Well, yeah, there's a few in there. And obviously, you've got Notts County, who are a huge football club. You've got Stockport, who seem to be being back quite financially well, and obviously a great stadium with a lot of fans. So there's quite a few clubs in there which are lovely to go and play at. But to be honest with you, once obviously the game starts, it's all about working hard to try and get 3 points. You could be anywhere really, and don't get me wrong, at the end of it, it's great to go and play in front of fans. It really is, but we're all in it for the same objective, really.
Yeah, it's funny because I asked Josh this question about, when I've been to, and you've been involved in these games, previously I've been to places like Lincoln and Grimsby, clubs have got like big proper grounds, big stands and everything. You look around and you think, yeah, wow, this is playing at a decent level here. But you pretty much switch off to you as players once you get out on the pitch.
I think once you've got through the first 5 minutes or what have you, and you get your legs going within the first 5 minutes, and yeah, it all becomes a bit of you zone out really. You just concentrate on what you're doing on the pitch and what, obviously, talking to your teammates. I'm talking to you, and you do kind of zone out a little bit. I mean, I tell you, the times where you do feel this is when you're having a bit of a hard time, or what have you. Then you start hearing voices appear from everywhere. But I think when, like you say, 90% of the time, once you're playing, and that's the main focus.
What were the playoffs like, Jake, from your point of view? Playing the fact that there were no fans there, for one thing, it must have been strange. How much was riding on it? 3 massive games in the space of a fortnight. The final was not a classic game, tense. So much riding on it. I mean, what are you? Not just your memories of it, but were you able to enjoy those games?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed getting back out playing. Obviously, after so long, you don't realise probably how much you miss it until you start kicking the ball around again with the lads and what have you. You realise that you miss it. But yeah, I mean, it was strange for everyone. I'm sure it was strange for yourself, having no fans there, and yeah, it wasn't quite the same. Especially, like say, lifting the trophy, getting that final goal, and the final whistle going. Obviously, normally you've got hundreds of fans on the pitch, which is just an unbelievable feeling. But yeah, it was difficult, and there was a lot riding on it, and I think the lads did feel it. But I think we coped with it really well in terms of the pressure of what financially the club have had to put into it. Obviously, you have to carry that pressure a little bit, but we were all more than happy and willing to do that. And look, it's worked out, and we've got our just rewards for all the hard work that the club, the fans, ourselves as players, everybody as a collective have put in. We've got the rewards for it.
Well, I was going to say, just to wrap it up, I mean, how proud were you of the lads that, for all the reasons we've just gone through, a lot of pressure and 3 very difficult games, and you think about it, 3-0 against Chester, all right, we let them back in it, and it was a bit of a panic, the 2 goals, but then 2-0 at York, then 1-0 at Boston. It's a big ask to reel those results off. How proud were you of the effort the lads put in, and the whatever quality it was, the ability to pull it off like that?
Yeah, like you say, the 3 massive games you're playing against, like you say, the best teams in the league that year, and I don't think there's any 3 bigger teams or clubs you're going to play, other, like you say, with Boston, York and Chester. And I think that, like you say, the lads dealt with it unbelievably well. The pressure of it, and like I touched on there, the pressure of, obviously, we're all human, so you don't get away from it. The fact that fans have put an incredible amount of money in, and we've all really pulled together, and we've got to go out there and really make it worthwhile. And like you say, luckily we did that, and I think the performances were great. Like you say, we had 20 minutes, half an hour against Chester where we let them back in. I thought York was superb, and then obviously Boston. Look, first half we were nowhere near what we're capable of, but second half we came out and a huge reaction. I think from the second half we were value for what we got. Look, it was a scrappy game, but I don't think I played in a good final or a good really like when there's a lot on the game. So we got the result that we needed, and we are where we are now. But yeah, the support from everyone at the football club, obviously during these really tough times, has really made it worthwhile. And I'm just so happy, like you say, we could lift the trophy, and we've got to where everybody wants to be.
And hopefully just to be able to get some fans in the ground at the start of next season, hopefully, and show them what, perhaps a bit of a reward for them there, being able to play National League level.
Like you say, yeah, certainly. I mean, everybody wanted National League football, didn't they? The club supporters, the board, everybody, the players. So obviously to be able to bring them big clubs down here, and like I say, hopefully in the not too distant future, hopefully things will start to get back to some kind of normality, and we can get some fans in, and we can play against these big clubs here, and we can really try and showcase what we're about.
Great stuff. Many thanks to Jake Moult, who'll be leading Altrincham into action in the Vanarama National League next season. Cheers, Jake.
Thank you.